Welcome to Kat Sara Yoga. I'm Kat and this is Yoga for Winter. For today's class you'll likely need some kind of support. So I've got 2 yoga blocks here of about 10 centimetres in height, and that's probably going to be about right for me. You can use yoga blocks, thick books, a firm cushion, something quite substantial in height for today's class. You might not need it, but you can see how you go, so it's best to get it ready. So take a moment to grab what you need and I'll see you on the mat. Starting in a cross-legged seat, and I'm just going to use one of my yoga blocks. This is just 5 centimetres in height. You can use a folded up towel, it will give you the same kind of lift, and it just helps me to keep my knees level with my hips, and it's a little bit more comfortable for sitting. I've got a nice straight lower back and my pelvis is neutral, so that helps me to sit up really nice and tall without hunching. So have hands on knees or thighs and close your eyes. And allow your awareness to scan over your body, noticing how you're feeling. Take in a lovely deep breath. And sigh it out. Nice relaxed face and jaw, lips, teeth and tongue. And just being aware of the sensation of your breath as it flows in and as it flows out. Be aware of your shoulders and just notice if there's any tension present there. You can inhale them up to your ears and exhale, sigh them down your back. And again, inhaling up and exhale down. And just one more time. Feeling the shoulders are sliding down the back and away from the ears, as if you could put them into your back pockets and keep them there. Lots of space between ears and shoulders. And just continuing to observe your breath. The breath flowing in, the breath flowing out. We'll stay connected with this circle of breath, this repeating circle, as we go through the class today. Be aware of the earth underneath your body. Move the flesh of your buttocks out of the way so you can really feel your sit bones in contact with the support underneath you. We're going to begin some circles from the hips. So bring your thumbs to the back of your pelvis, fingertips to your inner hip bones. And you can feel the position of the pelvis. Hopefully it's neutral with the inner hip bones level with the back rim of bone as we sit here. If you find yourself tipping backwards already and it's a little bit difficult to sit up straight, I would suggest trying to find something a little bit higher to sit on, because we need that mobility of the pelvis in a moment for our circles. And if you're kind of tipping backwards like that, it's hard to find mobility in the pelvis. So we've got the neutral pelvis and we're lifting and lengthening up. As you inhale, tip your pelvis forward and into one sit bone, and then into the other sit bone, still tipping forward. And then as you exhale, tip your pelvis backwards, backwards. So we're going forwards into the left sit bone, forwards into the right sit bone, backwards into the right sit bone, backwards into the left sit bone, circling from the hips. Inhale forwards, exhale backwards, nice flowing movements. And all of this effort is coming from the pelvis, but we can bring the upper body into it a little more. Let your hands be in a comfy place. We can shine the chest through as we inhale, lifting the chin, and as we exhale, rounding the shoulders, dropping the chin. Really good. Winter is ruled by the element of water. A nourishing and essential substance for life. With a balanced water element, you will move through winter smoothly and with strength, courage and willpower and alignment to your purpose or destiny. Let's begin to circle smaller and smaller until we come to stop. And then circling the other way. And if it's helpful, you can place your hands on your hips. It might not feel quite as natural this way, but your body will get used to it. Think of the movement originating from your pelvis. And these nice flowing movements are helping to warm up the hips. And of course, having the sense that we're connecting with our water element of our bodies. Begin to circle smaller and smaller until you come to stop. Let's change the course of the legs. And this might, again, not feel quite as natural, but just notice how you feel. And we're going to circle again. This time you could bring little fingers and thumbs to touch, because this helps to stimulate the water element in our bodies. So the little finger represents the element of water, and its connection with the thumb there just helps to stimulate it. So we're just thinking of that connection with the flowing element of water. And let's begin to circle the pelvis. Inhale forwards, exhale backwards. The movements originating from the pelvis. And bringing the upper body into it as much as you feel is good. Shining the chest through, exposing the throat, exhale rounding. Feeling some nice stretches around the neck as well. Maybe feeling some nice stretches in the upper back area. As we bring the upper body into this movement some more. Circling smaller and smaller until you come to stop. And then we'll circle the other way. Just hands in a comfortable position. If you want to return them to your hips as a guide, that's fine. If you want to feel a sense of being more grounded, palms down on the knees is great. And you can still make your water gesture with your hands if you have palms down as well. Great. So let's begin to circle smaller and smaller each time until you come to stop. The water element contains much of our reserves of energy, so it's important to rest over winter. Winter's a good time for activities such as meditation, yoga, journaling, breathwork and dream work. And we're going to have a tiny bit of meditation here. As we sit and just observe how you feel, having enjoyed some gentle movement for the hips. The chakra or energy center in the body linked with water is the pelvic chakra. So in our little hip circles, that's stimulated that chakra, that energy center around the pelvis and hip area. And we have a sound which is associated with this area, which is a VUM. So just for a moment, sit and observe your breath. And observe the breath as it flows in and out. Thinking of the breath flowing up the body as you inhale. And down as you exhale. So inhaling, the breath flowing up. Nice relaxed shoulders, nice relaxed jaw. And exhaling, the breath flowing down. And imagine, you could just imagine you're sitting or floating on a beautiful lake of water. And you can even imagine this lake as containing your energy reserves. So just think about how beautiful and visualize how beautiful that lake is, the scenery around it. And just think of that rich water containing all that lovely energy and you're sitting on it, resting, reserving, rejuvenating. Inhaling your awareness up your body and exhaling it down. And imagine that as you complete your exhalation, you breathe out from the pelvis, beautiful rings of ripples in the water, and silently say to yourself, Vam. So inhaling up and exhaling down, and just imagining that sound rippling out through the water from your pelvis. Vam. You might say it out loud or just say it silently to yourself. Just imagine those beautiful ripples flowing out over your lake, your beautiful energy reserves. And just notice how you feel. Observing the breath, visualizing yourself floating on your lake. One more breath here. And softly open your eyes, just bring palms to touch, just feeling that warmth connection between the palms. Can you feel your hands buzzing with energy? Give your hands a little rub together. And placing the palms of your hands over your eyes as you just drop your head. And you can press the tongue to the roof of the mouth, which is a really calming, grounding sensation. And then giving your face a little massage, just massaging down your body, hip creases, legs, all the way to your feet, grounding everything down. Good. So we're going to come into an asymmetrical seated base. So bringing your left foot behind you with the top of the foot on the mat, and the right inner arch of the foot just caps over the left knee. So this left thigh extends forward, so not splaying out to the side too much. And it's really important that the top of your left foot is flat on the mat and the ankle's not twisting out to the side. So top of the foot flat to the mat. And this is where you'll likely need some kind of support. If you are directly on the earth, you might be okay, you might be flexible enough, you can roll the flesh of the calf out of the way. But if you do feel like you're sinking a lot more into your right sit bone so that the spine is kind of a C-shaped curve rather than being straight, then it's really helpful to sit up on something higher. So you might need a couple of blocks. I think I'm all right with just this 5 centimetre block here today. You may feel your weight a little bit more onto the right sit bone, but it shouldn't be a bend, a C-shaped bend through the spine. And it's really useful as well here to have the right sit bone a little bit more towards the centre of the block. And the left sit bone is still on the block, but it's just nearer to the edge. And so from here we're going to make our water mudra. So little finger and thumb touch together, connecting to the water element in our bodies. Take a round of breath, and then on your next inhalation, twisting to the right, engaging your left buttock so that hip draws forward, and exhale, float back to center. So we're inhaling, twisting, look out over your back shoulder, and exhale, float back to center. Inhale, feel the twist, spiraling up the spine, looking out over your back shoulder, and exhale back to center. Keep going. Engage the left buttock to send the hips forward, maybe getting a hip flexor stretch. And you can bring yourself back to that beautiful lake, which is your reserve of winter energy. And imagine that you are just drifting your fingertips along the surface of the lake. Just brushing the surface of the lake with your fingertips as you sit here floating on your lake of energy. Really good. So one more round, look right over that back shoulder and come back to the center. Extending your right leg out in front of you, and you might draw your left thigh in a little bit, move the flesh of the buttocks out of the way, inquire into how you feel here. If you feel like you're tipping backwards on your sit bones, any strain in the lower back, then you could sit up on something a little bit higher. You might bring that extra block in now. You can also bend this knee, which helps to bring the pelvis into neutral. Curling your right toes towards you, shining out through the ball of the foot, lifting and lengthening all up the back of your body. If you feel like you're tipping backwards on your sit bones, any strain in the lower back, then you could sit up on something a little bit higher. You might bring that extra block in now. You can also bend this knee, which helps to bring the pelvis into neutral. And we're spreading out the toes nice and broad through the ball of the foot. Lift and lengthen all up the back of your body, and exhale as you inquire into tipping forward to the front edges of the sit bones. So you'll feel that nice hamstring stretch occurring up the back of the right leg. So you're keeping your heart really lifted. Every inhalation, lift and lengthen up a bit more. Every exhalation, inquiring into tipping forward that little bit more. Deep hamstring stretch for the back of the right leg. Slowly make your way back up to sitting and extend your left leg out in front of you. So we're coming into our Dandasana or staff pose, and you want to aim to have a nice straight lower back. So I feel a bit stiff in my hamstrings today, so I'm keeping my knees quite a lot bent. You could use another block to sit on or something a little bit higher to help you as well. Keep your nice flat back here. And the legs are active. So you feel as though you're sucking your kneecaps up to the thigh bones, curling your toes towards you, broad through the balls of the feet, lifting and lengthening all the way up the back of your body and breathing here. Now we're going to work the feet here. So we're going to go through our energy freeing series for the feet and ankles and knees as well. Inhale as you flex your feet strongly, and exhale, point out through the ankles, pointing the toes away. Inhale, flex, and exhale, point. So in winter, important organs to take care of are kidneys and bladder. So these play an important role in fluid retention in our body, and they are the organs associated with the element of water. So winter's a really good time for focusing on the health of these organs. So it's good to slow down, eat really well, choose seasonal foods. And also to create a wellness routine, and this could include yoga. Yoga's really good. And also the acupuncture meridians for the kidneys and bladder. So these have important points along them associated with the health of these organs. And so areas to particularly take care of in winter are feet, knees, lower back and neck. And it's good to keep these areas warm and relaxed in winter. So we're working on the feet. So working the feet here is really helpful for yoga for winter. And we'll make this the last one. On your inhalation, drawing your big toes towards you, and then exhale, sending the big toes away. So little side bends for the ankles. Inhale towards you, exhale away. Continue with your breath. One more time. And then circling the ankles. Good. and the other way. Last one. And setting up your Dandasana again so you feel really strong through your legs. Taking your right knee in your hands, inhale. And exhale as you draw your leg in towards you. So we're bending at the knee, we're just working the joint through its ranges of motion. Inhale, extend the leg away. Exhale, draw your knee in. Inhale away. Nice gentle movements. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale away. Take hold of your other leg. Exhale, draw the knee in. Inhale, extend away. Nice long spine. Shoulders relaxed. Last one. Beautiful. And then folding your right leg so that the top of the foot comes to the mat, and folding your left leg so that the inner arch of the foot caps over the right knee. Shift your position, so move the flesh of the buttocks out of the way, sit up on a higher block if needed, shuffle yourself over a little bit on your block so that your right sit bone is near the edge, your left sit bone is nearer the middle. Relax your shoulders, make water mudra with your hands and visualize yourself in that beautiful lake of water, just floating on the top, your reserve of winter energy. Breathe out, relax your shoulders. Inhale as you twist to the left, engaging the right buttock, drawing the left shoulder back. Exhale back to center. Continue with your breath. Stay nice and grounded through the top of the right foot. Imagine you are drifting your fingertips through that beautiful lake of water. Feel the twist starting at the base of the spine, rotating up your spine, finishing at the neck as you look out over your shoulder. Inhale, twist, open the chest. Exhale, release this buttock slowly as you come back to center. Inhale, engage. Exhale, release one more time. Come back to center. Extend your left leg out. Right thigh comes forward, the top of the foot stays on the mat. Move the flesh of the buttocks back out the way so you can feel your sit bone firmly in contact with the air. Inhale, lift and lengthen up. Exhale, inquire into tipping forward to the front edges of the sit bones. Shoulders stay relaxed. Heart stays lifted. Face and jaw relaxed. And breathing. You could even just engage the corners of your mouth to lift them and a little smile. Really great for lifting your mood. Every inhalation, just lengthen that little bit more. Every exhalation, inquire into tipping forward. So thinking more of tummy towards thigh than shoulders forward. We want to keep the shoulders back. Heart towards the foot. Lifted and lengthened. Really good. So slowly over a few rounds of breath, coming all the way up. And then bring the soles of your feet together into our butterfly pose. And just give your buttocks a gentle squeeze to draw the knees out a little further. Lift and lengthen up, and you can maybe inquire into tipping forward from here and rounding over. Just curling in, just feeling that sense of self-love, self-worth, rest and rejuvenation. And slowly making your way back up. So close your knees together like a book. If you're sitting on a block, take it away. And we'll have a few moments in our cosmic egg pose. So again, just curling up in that little ball. Giving yourself a big hug. Being aware of the muscles which are naturally engaging here, naturally working to keep you balanced. They might engage and release a kind of flow of energy. It's all working together to balance you here in this little ball of self-compassion, self-love, self-restoration. From your cosmic egg, bring your feet down to the floor, and we're going to come forward to hands and knees, with hands directly under shoulders, knees directly under hips. Lengthen from the crown of your head to the tailbone, spreading out all of your fingers. Creases between the wrists and hands parallel with the front of the mat. Gently pushing the floor away from you so you're not sagging through the lower back and you're not sagging in between the shoulder blades. Long and lengthened spine here. Imagine you have a light on your chest and you're beaming it straight down at the earth. Inhale as you shine your light forward in front of you. Curl your toes under to ground your toes into the mat. Up cat. Bring the tops of the feet to the mat and exhale round into down cat. Really good. Inhale, shine into up cat. Ground the feet into the mat to get a stretch for your feet. Exhale, round into down cat. One more like this. Bringing fluid mobilization into the spine. Rounding it down. Bring your bottom down to your heels, belly to the thighs, forehead to the mat. Just take a moment to rest here. Just a little bit. Breathing into your lower back. So winter is a time for rest and rejuvenation. Maybe a little bit of hibernation if you like. But making sure that you're taking care of yourself. So you're already here taking care of yourself by being present for this yoga practice. So take a moment to appreciate that. Relax into your face and jaw, lips, teeth and tongue. Feel the contact between your face, your forehead maybe, and the earth, between your feet, your knees, your hands and the earth. Feel grounded. And reaching your hands out in front of you, spreading out your fingers, your hands are shoulder width apart. Inhale, come up to hands and knees again. Curl your toes under and exhale, press your hips up and back, pressing your hands into the earth, into downward facing dog. So let's continue to flow, thinking of this wintry element of water. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, child pose. Inhale, hands and knees. Curl toes under. Exhale, downward dog, pressing tailbone up and back. Inhale, hands and knees. Slowly with control. Exhale, child pose. Inhaling, hands and knees. Exhaling, downward dog. And when you come next into downward dog, take a moment to paddle your feet, dropping alternate heels down, feeling all those changing stretches in the backs of the legs. And come into downward dog for a moment's stillness, clarifying this position. So nice spread out fingers. Knees can be bent, so really fine for you to bend your knees here. If you find that your lower back is rounding or humping and your weight's maybe coming a bit too far forward into your shoulders, try bending your knees a bit more and really push your tailbone up and back. So we're looking for that length in the spine, nice flat back. The neck is relaxed, the head is hanging down, really good. Let's flow again, inhale, hands and knees. And exhale into child pose. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, downward dog. This time stretching your right leg up into the air. Keep the hips squared forward. It's a one-legged dog. Float your right foot as high as you can. Bend your right knee, bringing the right foot towards the left buttock and opening your hips out to the right. Reach your right leg up again, and on your exhalation, step it in between your hands. On your inhalation, pressing down through your feet, raising up into your high lunge. So although we want to rest in winter, we want to maintain an appropriate balance between rest and activity. And so it's really good to do some outdoor activities, see friends, deepen connections with others. And so we're going to build a little bit of heat now with this lovely strong lunge. Have your arms in a V shape with palms facing forward, shoulders sliding down your back. Breathe in. And as you exhale, drop your back knee towards the floor, but don't let it touch, and bring your arms out behind you, squeezing shoulder blades together, palms face forward. Inhale, raising up again. Exhale down. Nice sigh out through the mouth. Knee doesn't quite touch. Inhale up. Let's do lion face this time, poking out the tongue as you exhale down. Inhale up. Great, and ground the hands. Dropping your back knee down. Inhale up onto fingertips. And exhale, drawing your right hip back. So you can round over to begin with. Have a few breaths. And on your inhalation, lengthen your spine, so coming up onto fingertips. So straightening your back as much as you can, and try not to compress into the fingertips. If you've got yoga blocks, this can actually be quite a good time to use them if you need to feel a little bit more length. So you don't want to be bending back fingers. If you can have strong fingers or fists, that's okay. Having a few breaths here, lengthening from crown of head to tailbone. And we're going to take a twist from here. So the left hand is down on the floor, or a block if that's good for you. Inhale. Exhale. Another nice breath in to lengthen the spine, inhaling. And exhale as you twist to the right. Good, so we're working that right hip back as much as we can. It's okay for this right foot to lift up a little bit, or you can have it flat, whatever kind of feels good for you. We're working that right hip back and lengthening into this twist. Really good. Tuck your chin and look up if that feels okay. And then bringing your top hand down as you bend into your front knee, hands ground down to the earth, either side of the front foot. Curl your back toes under, step back to downward dog. Paddle out your feet. Maybe take a moment's stillness, clarifying your downward dog. Bent knees if you need to, stretching up and back into your tailbone. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, child pose. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Floating your left leg up, one-legged dog. Floating that left leg as high as you can. Bending your left knee, left foot towards right buttock, twisting the hips to the left. Stretch your left leg up, square the hips forward, and exhale. Step your left foot in between the hands, keep the back knee lifted. Press out through the back heel. Inhale, reaching up into lunge, breathing here. Drop your shoulders down your back. You can bring your arms into this V shape, palms facing forward. Keep pressing out through your back heel. Inhale. And exhale, lower your back knee down, but don't let it touch the floor as you bring the arms down, palms face forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then with a lion face, stick your tongue out, make your eyes wide. Energizing. Coming back up and grounding your hands down. Drop the back knee. Top of the back foot comes to the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen up onto fingertips. Ground your hands and exhale. Pull your left hip back, rounding over, pulling both hips back. But really work that left hip back. So we're lengthening and stretching the left hamstring. Good. Inhale up onto fingertips, keeping that left leg straight. Maybe using your blocks here. Give yourself a little bit of length, that feels better. That extra length is valuable in the spine. Good, nice relaxed face and jaw. Relaxed lips, teeth and tongue. Keep drawing your left hip back. Make sure you're not craning the back of the neck either. So nice space at the back of the neck. Space for each vertebra. So let's come into the twist. So you might want to still have a block under your hand for a bit of extra length. Inhale and exhale into this nice twist. Looking up if your neck will allow. Maybe looking down. Or just head, neck and spine aligned. Great, grounding your hands and coming back to hands and knees. Curl the toes under and exhale into downward facing dog. Good, inhale hands and knees and exhale child pose to rest. Just breathing into your lower back. Give your lower back a little massage. And then drawing your tummy in towards the spine, slowly rolling back up to sitting. Just coming to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, keeping your shoulders away from the ears. An important area along the bladder meridian is the neck. So we're going to do some energy freeing practices for the neck. So nice relaxed shoulders, long spine. Use a block to sit on if it helps, because we really want to make sure we're not hunching in the shoulders at all while we do this lovely energy freeing series for the neck, because we want lots of energy to flow. So nice long spine, inhale. And exhale as you drop your chin towards the chest. Inhale, looking up, feeling space at the back of the neck and the front of the throat. Exhale, chin towards your chest. Inhale, looking up. Continuing with your breath. Good, bring your head back to center, head, neck and spine aligned. Exhale, drop one ear towards the shoulder. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, drop your other ear towards the shoulder. Inhale, head to center. Continue with your breath. You might bring your fingertips down by your sides for a deeper stretch. And so remember in winter to keep your neck nice and warm. It's good to wear a scarf. I often wear one even indoors in winter. Just keeping that area nice and warm. And this energy free series is going to help melt away tension from the neck. Good. Last round, take your time. Come back to center. Head, neck and spine aligned. Exhale as you look over one shoulder. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, other way. Good. Last round. Come back to center. Place your hands back on knees or thighs. Long and lengthened spine. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, circle the chin around and exhale down. Good. And then changing directions. And come back to center. Wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Please do like and share this video, and remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's really great to have your support. See you next time.